Hi family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're well. I hope you are doing great. Before we even start, you know how it goes now. Okay? Nzami amukela. Nzami amukela. Nzami amukela inkwenu. Hi everyone. My name is Nshalala Mabunda Mabasa. Okay, so welcome to today's video. And guys, look at my hair. Guys, if you know which YouTuber I actually learned this from, please comment down below. I love her so much. Okay, so I decided today, let me do something nice with my hair. Guys, just a quick disclaimer, it's not that I don't want brows on flick. I don't like nice hairstyles and all of that. Like, I'm a simple person like that. No, I'm not. It's just that I cannot do it, boo. I'm not artistic like that. Okay, even with this hairstyle, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. All right, but anyway, today it's a serious video. I am going to impart a few gems that I've learned. You know, I have my tissues and I have my water, because I think it might be an emotional video. I don't know, but it has been an emotional week for me. Okay, all right. So before we really get into the crux of it all, I would like to share a scripture with everyone. I'd like to start with a scripture, and by the time you watch this video, I am no longer a trainee. I've been signed off. Okay, and I've come to the end of my 3-year journey, you know, as a trainee and all of that. So I want to impart some of the gems that I've learned, talk about my experience, how I dealt with certain things and all of that. So this Bible verse I'm gonna share, it has carried me through. Okay, so when you have the time, you can read the entire Proverbs 3, but I'm going to dwell more on Proverbs 3 verse 6, but I am going to read Proverbs 3 verse 6 to 8. Okay, it reads thus. Okay, verse 6, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. Okay, verse 7, do not be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Verse 8, it will be health to your body and strength to your bones. Right, the first part, verse 7. All right, so let's go back to verse 6 and read it again. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. Okay, I've been reading this section of the Bible ever since I was in high school, grade 11 to be exact. And the reason why I would dwell on the scripture is because that's when you start trying to figure out, like, career wise, what do you want to do, if it's the right thing for you, or you just like the idea, you know, and all of that. So I would read it, I would recite it, that in all that I do, I need to acknowledge the Lord and he will direct my paths. He would direct whatever it is that I need to do. Okay, so why am I getting emotional? And it's only the beginning of the video. And I'll try to be quick, but I talk too much, so we don't know. We still have natural lighting coming through. I do have a ring light, but I wear spectacles, so it annoys me because it reflects. Okay, so the reason why I read that scripture is that before I started working, I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot for the people that I am going to work with, my leaders in the workplace, and guys, it's just that I'm reflecting on everything, so the tears are coming through already. I prayed a lot for the people that I am going to encounter in the workplace and all of that, because more than anything, I love peace. Okay, I love peace and I love learning. And the second part of the reading that I just shared, it says we should not be wise in our own eyes. And I think most of us, because we're from varsity, we know what a debit and a credit is, we know the assertions, you know all these things, but you find that once you start working, you're not receptive to learning. And the one thing I hate and I want nothing to do with more is pride. You know, we sometimes let pride take over. You know, it's easy to undermine someone, you know, in all walks of life. You know, it does not have to be career related. It's easy to undermine someone and all of that. So I prayed hard for the team I'm going to work with, for everything to just go smoothly, and I seek the face of the Lord in everything that I did. Every day in the morning, I still do it to this day. I pray to be excited about what I'm gonna do, and I pray against taking offense, because that's, guys, offense. I pray against taking offense and all of that. So I am just going to take you on a journey of what I've been through in the 3 years, what I've learned and all of that. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this entire video, is that in the workplace you will experience positives and negatives, right? Do not let the negative aspect override the positive. Okay, you might have a few encounters where you have negative experiences, but don't let it override the positives, and don't let it take away from you learning, right? Especially with trainees, remember why you are there. You are there to learn. You are there to be shaped into a well-rounded professional. So don't forget that. And now get in the mix of, I don't like Ntalala is this, you know, and all of that. Because what that does is that you become a bitter person. And I don't think that's a positive thing, because you might reflect, or rather bring out that negative part of you because of one experience or two experiences, negative experiences. You might now impart it on other people. Now you might be that horrible supervisor that you didn't like, for example. So I just want you to take away from the fact that, like, from this video, the fact that you are there to learn, and don't let the negatives outweigh the positives, right? And always remember why you are there. So anyway, my first year of being a trainee, I was a first year trainee in 2018. I started working 2018, obviously. And mind you, this is my first time working. I don't have any prior work experience or anything like that. That's the reason why I prayed hard for whoever will usher me into this workforce and workplace environment, right? So when I started my journey into the workplace, where I work, normally, I feel like most organizations do this. And if I started, guys, please bear with me. I did not prepare for this video, so I want it to be as raw as it can be, okay? So we had our induction, so I got to know a lot of the first years, you know, we had each other's back and all of that. And then I joined the team that I was gonna work with. I like, at first, because I was part of a big team, I went to the big team first, and then I filtered through to the smaller teams. I don't know if that makes sense, because I don't want to talk about the organization I work for and the organogram and all of that. But anyway, I hope it makes sense. So now when I was part of the big team, it was interesting because I met up with a lot of people. Everyone is nice to the new kids. We thank you, because not everyone gets that type of experience. And then I filtered down to the small team. So my team in first year, it was a team of ladies, and a lot of people think, ladies, the drama. No, we didn't have drama, guys. We were a family, and we're a team of ladies. We only had one male colleague, which was our manager, and then later on in the year, like maybe 4 or 5 months later, we're joined by 3 other males. So but it was dominated by females. And the one thing I'm grateful for, because normally, even with the entire team I was part of, right, I was the youngest. I've always been the baby. I mean, even when I was in second year, I was younger than the first year trainee. So I've always been the baby. I was the first year that had a lot of questions. I wanted to learn as much as I can. You know, I had questions and all of that. And the one thing I'm grateful for, and that's the reason why I say a prayer for me did that, because I don't think it happens to everyone. The team I was part of embraced the person that Ntalala is. Like the girl with the loud laugh, the loud girl, the girl with a lot of questions. Guys, my supervisor, shout outs to her if she ever watches this video. Actually, all of them, I think I'd say they were my supervisors, even though like there was a second year trainee and a third year trainee and so forth, but they were all my supervisors, right? I am so grateful for them, because I've never had an instance where I had questions where they'll be like, hey, when I'm working, or like they would be angry or anything like that. If anything, I think they made the time to listen to me and to explain terminologies and methodologies. You know, it like I am so grateful for each one of them. And also on a personal level, and I think that's maybe one aspect that we don't really talk about when we are trainees. We only focus on the work, but you also have a life outside of work, and you might be going through things and all of that. So the one thing I am also grateful for is I was studying when I was in first year. I was repeating CTA, and that team supported me when I was supposed to go on study leave. They would make the time, you know, when we are working overtime, they will be like, okay, no, you guys, those who are studying, this is the cutoff, go study, you know, and all of that. So I am grateful for that type of environment, and they encouraged us to study, because I was not the only one studying. They encouraged us to study, so I'm super grateful for that. And also on a personal level, I've talked about my dad dealing with health issues and all of that. So you might find that sometimes my dad is in Pretoria, and obviously the only relative available is me, you know. So you might find that maybe I might be late for work, or I need to pick up my dad, or things like that. They were very supportive. I'm super grateful. And when I was in first year, I wanted to grasp as much as I can in terms of what's happening in the environment, you know, and all of that. And the team aided that, you know, they aided my growth as a trainee, as a professional, and I am super grateful for that, you know. And they allowed me to express myself. They understood that I'm a human being. I have opinions, I can think and all of that. So whenever we were having discussions, my ideas were not suppressed in any type of way. I have nothing but positive things to say about my first year, and I'm truly grateful for that. So fast forward to now, second year. So I was still part of the same small team. However, they changed things up in terms of supervisors, right? So we welcomed first year, because now I was no longer a first year, and I had the best experience of my life, imparting my knowledge as well, because I feel like the team I was part of in the prior year did the most, so I had to do the most. All right, so I had a great experience with our first year trainee, and I learned so much about being a leader. I understood some of the frustrations that you would go through internally but not necessarily express them, and I was in a better standing, I think, in terms of understanding certain things, right? And then in terms of my experience in second year, I had quite a few, not a lot, just a few, not so good experiences. So here comes my pearls of knowledge, right? Number one, pick your battles, okay? Pick your battles. It's not everything that you must fight for. It's not everything you must respond to, right? Pick your battles. And the reason why I'm saying this, you will encounter moments where because obviously if you are an accounting trainee, you need to get the competencies, because you need them, okay? There might be supervisors that do not agree with what you are rating yourself, and you might have done the work and everyone else might agree with you, know, the baby girl deserves this, and that one person will be like, no, you don't deserve it, you know. So you have two options when it comes to that type of situation. Either you fight or you just let it go, you know. So I think you need to pick your battles. And my experience, like my first year experience and my second year experience, are very different, in that first year I felt like, yo, I'm part of this family. We're family. Like going to work, I'd be excited. You know, sometimes people will be like, yo, waking up, I'll think, do I really want to do this? You know, I had never encountered that, right? Like honestly, my first year, we're family, ne? And then when I got to second year, I had to realize that this is a workplace. This is not family reunion. Okay, this is a workplace. You need to be professional, and not everyone will like you. I had to learn that not everyone will like you, and not everyone will value you. Okay, you can literally go to the moon and cook up and come back and serve a person, and they'll say it's not good enough. So I think maybe understanding that to some people you will not be good enough, even if you try hard or harder, you just will not be good enough, and that's okay. All right, that is okay. There's nothing wrong with people feeling that way, and for supervisors to feel that way, that is fine. But now, in terms of self-realization and self-growth and self-development,